Hello guys, very good afternoon. This is L.K. Tripathi from Elgin Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. My dear children, today we are going to start a new chapter related to economics, chapter 2, that is. This chapter will enable us to know about the importance of people, how people work as a resource. This chapter will give us a lot of information about that. The chapter People as Resource is an effort to explain population as an asset for the economy rather than a liability. This chapter is related to the effort of the humans to explain population that acts for the economy rather than liability. मतलब हमने जिम्मेदारियों की अपेक्षा जो है इकोनॉमी की तरफ जो है ज़्यादा उसका फोकस होता है, इसी को हमको पढ़ना है इसमें. पॉपुलेशन बिकम्स ह्यूमन कैपिटल व्हेन देयर इज इन्वेस्टमेंट मेड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एजुकेशन, ट्रेनिंग एंड मेडिकल केयर. In fact, human capital is the stock of skill and productive knowledge embodied in them. This is very fact. Population becomes human capital. जब हम इन्वेस्टमेंट की तरफ जाते हैं, एजुकेशन के रूप में हम इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, ट्रेनिंग और मेडिकल केयर के क्षेत्र में हम इन्वेस्ट करते हैं. वास्तव में ह्यूमन कैपिटल एक स्टॉक ऐसा है जिसके पास स्किल और प्रोडक्टिव नॉलेज उनके अंदर होता है. पीपल एज रिसोर्स इज वे ऑफ रेफरिंग टू ए कंट्रीज वर्किंग पीपल इन टर्म्स ऑफ देयर एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्टिव स्किल्स एंड एबिलिटीज. Looking at the population from this productive aspect emphasizes its ability to contribute to the creation of the gross national product, that is known as GNP. Like other resources, population also is a resource, a human resource. This is the positive side of a large population that is often overlooked when we look only at the negative side. Considering only the problems of providing the population with food, education, and access to health facilities. When the existing human resource is further developed by becoming more educated and healthy, we call it human capital formation. That aids to the productive power of the country, just like physical capital formation. Investment in human capital through education, training, medical care, yielding a return just like investment in physical capital. This can be seen directly in the form of higher incomes earned because of higher productivity of the more educated or the better trained persons, as the higher productivity of healthier people. Population need not be a burden for the economy. It can be turned into a productive asset by investment in human capital. For example, by spending resources on education and health for all, training of industrial and agricultural workers in the use of modern technology, useful scientific researches, and so on. The two following cases illustrate how people can try to become a more productive resource. Looking at the photograph, can you explain how a doctor, teacher, engineer, and a tailor are an asset to the economy? Yes, we can observe them easily. They are indulged to managing economy for their own. Not only do the more educated and the healthier people gain through higher income, society also gains in other indirect ways because the advantages of a more educated or a healthier population spreads to those also who themselves they are not directly educated or given health care. In fact, human capital is in one way superior to other resources like land and physical capital. Human resource can make use of land and capital. Land and capital cannot become useful on its own. For many decades in India, a large population has been considered a liability rather than an asset. But a large population need not to be burden for the economy. It can be turned into a productive asset by investment in human capital. The two following cases illustrate how people can try to become a more productive resource. First is, let us see, story of Shakal. What does this story explain? There are two friends, Vilas and Sakal, living in the same village, Shemapur. Sakal was a 12-year-old boy. His mother Sheila looked after domestic chores. His father, Bhuta Chaudhary, worked in an agricultural field. Sakal helped his mother in domestic chores. He also looked after his younger brother Jitu and sister Situ. His uncle Sham had passed the matriculation examination but was sitting idle in the house as he had no job. Bhuta and Sheila were eager to teach Sakal. They forced him to join the village school, which he soon joined. He started studying and completed his higher secondary examination. His father persuaded him to continue his studies. He raised a loan for Sakal to study a vocational course in computers. Sakal was meritorious and interested in studies from the beginning. With great vigor and enthusiasm, he completed his course. After some time, he got a job in a private firm. He even designed a new kind of software. This software helped him increase the sale of the firm. His boss acknowledged his services and renewed him with a promotion. This is a first story related to दिस चैप्टर स्टोरी ऑफ बिलास। अब बिलास की स्टोरी क्या है इसको हम देखते हैं शाकाल के बाद। बिलास वॉज एन 11-year old boy residing in the same village as Shakal. Bilas' father Mahesh was a fisherman. His father passed away when he was only 2 years old. His mother Geeta sold fish to earn money to feed the family. She bought fish from the landowner's pond and sold it in the nearby mandi. She could earn only rupees 150 a day by selling fish. Vilas became a patient of arthritis. His mother could not afford to take him to the doctor. He could not go to school either. He was not interested in studies. He helped his mother in cooking and also looked after his younger brother Mohan. After some time, his mother fell sick and there was no one to look after her. There was no one in the family to support them. Vilas too was forced to sell fish in the same village. He, like his mother, earned only a meager income. In the two case studies, we saw Shak went to school and Vilas did not go. Shak was physically strong and healthy. There was no need him to visit the doctor frequently. Vilas was a patient of arthritis. He lacked the means to visit the doctor because he was poor, not capable to go to the doctor. Shakal acquired a degree of computer programming. Shakal found the job in a private firm while Vilas continued with the same work as his mother. He earned a meager income, daily his mother to support the family, like his mother to support his family. In the case of Sakal, several years education added to the quality of labor. This enhanced his total productivity. Total productivity aids to the growth of the economy. This is in turn pays a individual through salary or in some other form of his choice. In case of Vilas, there could not be any education or health care in the early part of his life. He spends his life selling fish like his mother. Henceforth, he draws the same salary of unskilled laborers as his mother. Investment in human resource can give high rates of return in future. This investment on people is the same as investment in land and capital. A child too with investments made on her education and health can yield a high return in future in the form of higher earning and greater contribution to the society. Educated parents are found to invest more heavily on the education of their child. This is because they have realized the importance of education for themselves. They are also conscious of proper nutrition and hygiene. They accordingly look after their children's needs for education at school and good health. So up to here we have studied about chapter 2 of economics. Next we shall study in the next discussion. Till then, goodbye.